The directive from the digital interface had been clear: you must constantly torment the designated target, Liam Vance, so that the protagonist, Arthur Hayes, will take notice of his plight, rescue him from your clutches, and initiate their predetermined sweet romance. Ethan Thorne found himself thrust into the role of the quintessential antagonist, tasked with inflicting both physical and emotional distress upon Liam. Yet, the entire narrative twisted into an absurd farce the moment Ethan witnessed Liam punch Arthur Hayes through a drywall and then kick him into the polished concrete floor. A shiver of genuine fear ran down Ethan's spine, his knees knocking together uncontrollably. He wondered where the supposed beautiful, tragic, and frail persona had gone. Liam had certainly not displayed such ferocity when Ethan had been tormenting him. The voice from the digital interface echoed in his mind, asking if he truly wanted to proceed with the script, reminding him of potential consequences if he deviated from the main storyline. It warned of a catastrophic failure, implying a fate worse than mere inconvenience. Ethan gnashed his teeth, silently cursing the system for its bizarre mandate. He thought the true villain belonged to the digital entity itself. He looked up at Liam, who stood rigidly before him, and after a moment of internal debate, fear for his own well-being overrode any moral compunction. Liam possessed a striking presence. Ethan, feigning a condescending air, instructed him to remove his shirt. Liam's gaze, chilling and intense, remained fixed on Ethan, devoid of any movement. Ethan, mimicking an assumed authority, reminded him of his family's ownership of Metropolitan General. He hinted at the severe repercussions for Liam's mother if she were to be discharged, feeling a pang of guilt for his fabricated malice. Liam's eyes blazed with resentment, his lower lip clamped tight, draining the color from it. He did not hesitate for long, reaching up to unbutton his shirt and slowly peeling it off. Ethan paused, surprised. Liam's skin, pale but not delicate, was a canvas of fresh and fading bruises. The sheer number of marks was alarming. It seemed Liam's father was an exceptionally cruel man to inflict such wounds on his own son. Ethan questioned why Liam had not fought back then. The system reminded him that Liam's backstory was predefined. A gravely ill mother, a gambling addict father, a fractured sense of self, and a broken home, all standard elements of a tragic romance. Ethan considered the future torment he was supposed to inflict and felt a renewed wave of self-loathing. He mused on who truly desired such a villainous role, finding the entire situation deeply unsettling. After a brief reflection, Ethan picked up his phone to send a quick text message. He then patted the sofa beside him. He motioned for Liam to sit closer. Liam's fists clenched, his face a mask of humiliation. Yet he complied, moving to stand before Ethan. Despite being the protagonist, Liam was quite tall, perhaps even a fraction taller than Ethan. The door to the private lounge quietly opened, and an assistant respectfully delivered a small jar of ointment before bowing and retreating. Ethan leaned back into the sofa, his legs casually splayed, absently tossing the small container in his right hand. He instructed Liam to sit, feigning impatience. Liam settled onto Ethan's lap, his lean frame feeling uncomfortably rigid. He finally broke his silence, asking Ethan's intentions. Ethan raised an eyebrow, questioning what Liam thought he desired, given their current proximity. He firmly told Liam to remain still as he opened the jar, scooped out a dollop of ointment, and began to spread it over Liam's bruised skin. The coldness of the cream, or perhaps the pain of the injuries, caused Liam's body to tense abruptly before slowly relaxing. Neither spoke as Ethan continued to apply the salve. After 10 minutes, Ethan shifted his legs, telling Liam to move as his leg had gone numb. Liam rose obediently, his brow furrowed, his expression unreadable. Ethan scrutinized him, then let out a dismissive click of his tongue. He declared the injuries unattractive and a complete turn-off, stating that such imperfections were an eyesore and ruined his mood. He told Liam to leave and return when he was fully healed. The system, bewildered, questioned Ethan's actions, reminding him of his role as the tormentor. Ethan, crossing his legs, asserted that he was indeed tormenting Liam through psychological manipulation and verbal abuse, which he deemed more modern than physical violence. He claimed the latter was archaic and only suitable for old-fashioned melodramas. Liam stood rooted, unmoving. Ethan provocatively asked if he didn't want to leave, or if he truly wished to sleep with him. He casually mentioned that if Liam's mother's hospital stay was a concern, he could arrange for an extension, then curtly dismissed him again. Liam stared at Ethan for a long moment, as if trying to discern the truth behind his words. He then slowly put his shirt back on, cast a final glance at Ethan, pushed open the door, and exited. As the door clicked shut, Ethan let out a deep sigh of relief, slumping bonelessly onto the sofa, then slowly sliding to the floor in a sprawling position, staring blankly at the ceiling. He muttered to himself, reflecting on his inherent good nature and how the system had inexplicably chosen him, a good citizen, for such a villainous role. He wondered if this was torture for Liam or for himself. The system's annoyed voice cut through his thoughts, acknowledging his insult. Ethan confirmed he was indeed criticizing it. A week later, Ethan received a call from Metropolitan General regarding an overdue payment for a patient in a vegetative state, questioning if she should be discharged. He immediately realized this must be Liam's mother, who had been brain dead since a car accident 3 years prior. Ethan requested a delay and stated he would be there shortly. An hour later, he arrived at the hospital room, observing the beautiful, unresponsive woman lying on the bed. Despite years of illness causing her cheeks to hollow, her bone structure remained strikingly perfect. This woman was Liam's only vulnerability. Liam was currently a graduate student at Crestwood University, and all his scholarship funds were directed towards his mother's medical bills, leaving him with a meager living allowance. Ethan deliberated briefly before instructing the hospital to upgrade the woman to a VIP suite with dedicated nursing care, all expenses covered by him. The hospital complied, transferring Liam's mother to the most exclusive suite. As Ethan was about to leave, he encountered Liam rushing into the hospital lobby, his face etched with worry and urgency. It was evident he had received the call about the overdue payment. The system's voice filled his head, pleading with him to stick to the script, threatening punishment if he deviated further. Ethan retorted that he also wished to avoid negative repercussions. He asserted he would do his best. He quickly intercepted Liam, blocking his path. Liam moved left, Ethan moved left. Liam moved right, Ethan moved right. Liam stopped, his gaze sharp and hostile. Ethan admitted to feeling intimidated, but maintained a defiant stance, feigning indifference. He questioned if Liam had prepared the funds for his mother's hospitalization, adding that the hospital was not a charity and could not accommodate non-paying patients. Liam recoiled, his fists clenched tightly. After a long pause, he requested more time, promising to gather the money within a week. Ethan nonchalantly dismissed the request, claiming he couldn't wait. A tense silence followed. Liam's face was pale, devoid of color, suggesting prolonged malnutrition. He tightened his lips, then offered to pay within 3 days. Ethan raised an eyebrow, a faint smile playing on his lips. Liam's jaw visibly tensed. Liam then stated his intention to proceed with discharge paperwork. "Wait," Ethan called out as Liam walked past him. He then casually informed Liam that he had just upgraded his mother to a VIP suite with private nursing, fully covered, receiving the highest level of care in the entire hospital. He suggested Liam could visit room 888 later. He added, however, that these arrangements came with a condition. Liam paused, regarding Ethan with suspicion. After a long moment, he asked what the condition was. Ethan, without hesitation, demanded Liam come to his place that night for personal repayment. Liam agreed, he had no other option. Ethan, however, found himself in a predicament, having no experience with such encounters, being a 25-year-old virgin. He thought of his foolish words and how he would immediately delete certain apps upon returning home. Yet, he knew he had to maintain his villainous facade. Ethan called for a housekeeper to prepare a guest room. He waited for Liam all evening, but Liam never arrived. He wondered if Liam had run off, but the system reminded him of his role as an antagonist, urging him to retrieve Liam. Ethan, seeing the logic, immediately summoned 10 burly bodyguards and drove to Liam's dilapidated apartment. It was truly a wreck. The lock on the old wooden door was shattered. Broken chair legs lay scattered everywhere, and no corner seemed untouched by destruction. Liam was being held down by several tattooed thugs, his eyes fixed venomously on a bald man standing over him. Ethan and his entourage hid behind the door. He asked the system who the man was, and the system identified him as Liam's gambling father, likely there for money after another loss. Ethan internally cursed the man's shamelessness. Liam's father, feigning regret, claimed he didn't mean to hit his son, but called Liam unfilial for prioritizing his mother's expensive hospital care over his father's needs. He pressed Liam for $200,000. Liam, licking blood from his lip, sneered and dared his father to kill him. The father instructed his thugs to continue hitting Liam. "Stop!" Ethan burst forward, delivering a kick that sent the kneeling man sprawling. The other thugs advanced on Ethan but were quickly subdued by the black-clad bodyguards who swarmed from behind the door. The bald man launched into a tirade of expletives before being silenced by a series of sharp slaps. Within a minute, the situation completely reversed. The formerly aggressive men now cowered in a row, resembling a line of frightened rats. Ethan stepped over the scattered furniture to reach Liam, pinching his chin to examine his face. He asked which of them had struck him. Liam looked at Ethan but remained silent. Ethan, unperturbed, ordered the bodyguards to beat them all. The sounds of pained cries and desperate pleas lasted for half a minute. Ethan then turned, slowly crouching to face the bruised and battered bald man directly. He asked if the man knew who Liam was. The man stammered, calling Liam his son, and was slapped. He tried again, receiving another 2 slaps. Finally, he tearfully claimed not to know Liam and promised never to bother him again. Ethan replied that this was more like it. He then warned the man that Liam was his property, and anyone who touched Liam was touching him. He emphasized his ruthlessness, implying severe consequences for those who crossed him. The man, terrified, nodded frantically. Ethan dismissed them, and the bodyguards parted, creating a path for the men to flee in a panic. In that moment, Ethan felt a strange rush, a perverse satisfaction in playing the villain. He felt he could sustain this act for 100 more episodes. Liam broke the silence, asking why Ethan had come. Ethan stood up, brushing imaginary dust from his clothes, and offered his best villainous smirk. He announced that he was there to collect Liam for his personal repayment. Ethan successfully brought Liam back to his home. Upon entering, he leaned back on the sofa, issuing a command for Liam to remove his clothes. Liam complied without expression. Under the bright lights, Liam's body showed new bruises, though the older ones had begun to fade. Ethan inwardly cursed the cruel nature of the plot, noting that Liam was already suffering enough without his intervention. He maintained a stern expression, gesturing towards the secondary bedroom, instructing Liam to go to the bed. Liam, eyes closed in resignation, exhaled deeply and moved into the room. The system's voice reassured Ethan that a privacy screen would automatically activate during their encounter, ensuring complete discretion. Ethan followed Liam into the room, stopping short when he saw Liam standing motionless. He began to ask why Liam wasn't lying down when his gaze landed on the bed. There, prominently displayed, were a small leather whip, feathers, ropes, and ankle restraints, the full collection of love tools. Ethan's mind reeled. He wondered who had arranged the room and felt a sudden desire for self-annihilation. He quickly strode forward, gathering all the items and dumping them into the trash bin. Then, feigning ignorance, he calmly patted the mattress, instructing Liam to lie face down. Liam slowly opened his eyes, casting a subtle, unreadable glance at Ethan, then knelt on the bed and assumed the position. He was surprisingly compliant. Ethan retrieved a jar of imported ointment from a medical kit, liberally scooping out a large amount and applying it to Liam's wounds. The muscles under his touch tensed momentarily, then slowly relaxed. After finishing Liam's back, Ethan patted his shoulder, telling him to turn over. Liam sat up, his expression complex. He asked for the ointment, stating he would apply it himself. Ethan agreed, realizing Liam could reach the front wounds himself. He rested his head in his hand, watching Liam finish applying the medicine. He then told Liam to rest, indicating the toiletries in the bathroom and cautioning him to keep the wounds dry. Ethan stretched, yawned, and started to leave the room when Liam called out to him, asking if he had brought him home merely to apply medicine. Ethan suddenly realized he had dropped his act. He immediately adopted a serious demeanor, crossed his arms, and with an expression of 3 parts sarcasm and 4 parts disdain, criticized Liam's appearance. He claimed Liam was too ugly with all his injuries, devoid of any desire, and that he disliked flawed playthings. He sternly warned Liam to heal himself, or he would, in a fit of displeasure, stop his mother's treatment. He delivered the threat, ignoring Liam's slight wince, and turned to leave. The system, confused, questioned if the act was over and whether Ethan wasn't going to do the deed. Ethan retorted that this was torment. He explained that by keeping Liam as a kept bird yet constantly criticizing him and making him feel worthless, he was depriving Liam of self-worth, a form of psychological torture in the modern workplace. Ethan continued to keep Liam confined to his home, conscientiously playing the role of the antagonist. This manifested as giving Liam lavish meals he called leftovers, ostensibly depriving him of freedom by enforcing an early curfew, and subjecting him to unparalleled physical pain through professional massages. Ethan believed he was doing an excellent job, but the system vehemently disagreed. It pointed out that the untouched abalone, steak, and lobster, while Ethan only picked at some ribs, hardly constituted leftovers. It questioned the deprivation of freedom, noting Liam's mandatory return by 7 p.m., limiting his nightlife to only 2 locations: Crestwood University and Ethan's home. It then ridiculed the physical torture, asking how hiring 2 masseurs for full-body acupressure was considered pain. The system questioned if Ethan had ever experienced a blind massage, implying the inherent discomfort, but the system remained silent, agitated and unable to refute his logic. Liam, at first, had resisted. When told to eat properly, he would only take a few bites, as if fearing poison. However, as soon as his mother was mentioned, he became compliant, eating whatever was placed before him and returning home promptly. After a few threats, he rarely missed his curfew, even sending advanced notifications if academic matters detained him. Ethan was quite satisfied with this arrangement. The system, however, was not. It warned Ethan that he was dancing on the edge of severe punishment, implying he was dangerously close to being permanently removed from the simulation. Ethan, with no other option, resorted to intermittent verbal abuse. He would warn Liam to abandon any thoughts of escape, reminding him that he was merely a pet dog, expected to be obedient. He would insist Liam eat sea cucumber, claiming his pale face indicated poor circulation, and threatening to be scared by him in the middle of the night. He would order Liam to soak his feet, questioning his modesty as a plaything and encouraging him to vocalize any discomfort, claiming he enjoyed hearing screams. He would even instruct the masseurs to apply more pressure. Liam's gaze shifted over 2 months, from mild humiliation to subtle suspicion, and finally to a state of detached indifference. Ethan's insults no longer elicited any emotional response, and his proudest threats were met with a nonchalant "oh," rendering Ethan, who was desperately trying to psychologically torment him, utterly foolish. Ethan wasn't sure if Liam was truly suffering, but he certainly felt tormented. In the end, Liam, under Ethan's prolonged verbal abuse, gained 6 pounds. "Ethan, old man, good to see you. Have a drink." In the private lounge of the Zenith Club, Ethan forced a strained smile and clinked his glass, taking a sip of sparkling water. This exclusive gathering of heirs and socialites was crucial, marking a pivotal moment in Liam's fate. Beside him sat Arthur Hayes, the designated protagonist love interest who was supposed to rescue Liam with his redeeming love. The system had repeatedly emphasized the importance of this night's script, threatening severe consequences if it wasn't followed. Ethan, trapped in a room full of other antagonists and Arthur, wore a smile as bitter as a gourd. One of the men asked Ethan if the rumors about him keeping a beautiful toy were true, and how he found the experience, adding a crude comment about men being more exciting. The cue for the plot had arrived. Ethan leaned back on the sofa, sweeping a hand through his hair, fully embodying his role. He confirmed he indeed had one, but added that Liam was disobedient and constantly needed training. Murmurs of interest rose around them, and Arthur Hayes also turned his gaze toward Ethan. Someone suggested bringing Liam out for everyone to see, mentioning he was a Crestwood University graduate student, praising Ethan's skills in acquiring him. Ethan offered a mysterious smile, opening his phone. The top message was a query. "It's already 10. Why aren't you back? Where are you?" Ethan let out a weary sigh, then dialed. The call connected within 3 seconds. Ethan commanded Liam to arrive at Suite 1088 of the Zenith Club within half an hour, threatening severe consequences for any delay. He hung up without waiting for a reply. He knew Liam would come, unable to afford the repercussions of refusal. However, he was unprepared for Liam's swift arrival. 15 minutes later, Liam, drenched to the bone, stood before him, startling Ethan. Liam apologized, explaining the rain and traffic, revealing he had run all the way. Ethan felt a sharp pang of guilt. Someone wolf whistled. Ethan suppressed his concern, maintaining a grim expression of indifference. He poured a full glass of liquor for an empty glass in front of Liam, noting his punctuality. He then ordered Liam to drink it, to entertain the others who had been waiting. Liam narrowed his eyes at the drink. He refused. Ethan offered an alternative. If he wouldn't drink, he should come closer. Ethan pointed to his lips, silently demanding a public kiss. Liam was severely allergic to alcohol. In the original plot, he was so repulsed by Ethan that he would rather risk his life drinking the wine than kiss Ethan publicly, leading to a severe allergic reaction and being taken to the hospital by Arthur. Ethan sighed inwardly again, cursing himself for forcing an allergic person to drink. All eyes, including Arthur's, were on Liam. After a moment, Liam's eyes flickered. He walked towards Ethan, reaching for the glass of alcohol. He picked up the glass, casually studying it. Ethan's hand tightened in his pocket, clutching an allergy pill. But the next moment, Liam disdainfully put down the glass. His hand veered, grabbing Ethan's collar instead. Ethan was abruptly pulled forward by a powerful force, his lips meeting a pair of thin ones. Ethan stared, dumbfounded, at Liam's magnified face, completely forgetting to breathe, until Liam pried open his teeth. The room erupted in hoots and cheers. Ethan and Liam were kissing, or rather, Ethan was being kissed. His lips went numb before Liam finally released him. Ethan stammered, demanding to know why Liam had kissed him. Liam straightened up, asking if Ethan hadn't asked him to. Ethan's mind raced. This was not how the plot was supposed to unfold. He tried to call the system, but it remained silent. The mocking laughter intensified, and Ethan's face burned. Unable to bear it any longer, he grabbed Liam and dragged him out. Taunts followed them about Ethan's supposed lack of control and his eagerness to go home. Ethan ignored them, rushing out the door. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw Arthur pick up the glass Liam had touched. His gaze fixed on Liam as his lips slowly met the rim of the glass. For some inexplicable reason, the sight filled Ethan with unease. He twisted, slammed the door shut, and pulled Liam into his car, instructing the driver to go home. The drive home was silent, save for Ethan offering Liam some dry clothes. Ethan felt Liam's persistent gaze, making him anxious, his heart pounding erratically. Once home, Ethan pulled Liam into a room and asked the question that had plagued him throughout the ride. Why hadn't Liam chosen to drink? Liam leaned against the wall, arms crossed. He explained his severe alcohol allergy, stating he would die if he drank, and that he valued his life, hence his choice to kiss Ethan. Ethan found no fault in this logic, but his conflicted expression must have been evident. Liam took a step closer, asking if Ethan was dissatisfied, if he found the kiss unwelcome. It wasn't that, Ethan thought. Liam was a good kisser, his lips soft. But he then asked Liam what he thought of Arthur. Liam looked unconcerned, stating he hadn't noticed anyone else in the room besides Ethan. Ethan was dumbfounded. The plot had completely veered off course. Liam moved closer again. He remarked that Ethan had been strange today, or perhaps always strange. He pointed out that Ethan had kept him close, repeatedly mentioned personal repayment, yet never asked him to do anything or touched him. He questioned Ethan's true intentions. Ethan, flustered, had no idea how to respond. The system hadn't provided a script for this. He decided retreat was the best option, stammering about Liam being wet and needing a hot shower before bed. As he turned to leave, Liam suddenly pulled him back, sending him sprawling onto the bed. Liam knelt over him, an intense pressure emanating from him. He questioned why Ethan was trying to escape when he had always warned Liam not to. Liam's handsome features were inches away, and Ethan swallowed unconsciously. Liam's gaze slowly descended, stopping at Ethan's lips. He reached out, his thumb pressing lightly against Ethan's lower lip, his eyes narrowing. He then stated that he still owed Ethan, and asked if he could repay him now. As Liam leaned in to kiss him, Ethan clutched the bedsheets beneath him. The rapid, insistent kisses overwhelmed him, forcing his head back. The top button of his shirt came undone. His mind raced, his blood thrumming wildly, sinking lower in his body. He cursed Liam's expertise in kissing. Just as he felt his lungs might burst from lack of air, Liam finally pulled away. He leaned his face close, his breath hot on Ethan's ear, asking if he wanted help, promising to make it pleasurable. Ethan was mortified. A virgin, he couldn't possibly endure this. He immediately pushed Liam back, creating some space, his face flushed. He stammered that he was tired and would deal with him tomorrow. He then scrambled out of the room, not even bothering with his shoes, fleeing without looking back. Once in his own room, he locked the door, leaning against it, exhaling a ragged breath. Liam had been completely different, almost hypnotic. He glanced down, muttering about his body's pathetic response to a mere kiss. After a while, finding no relief, he resigned himself to a cold shower. An hour later, refreshed, he lay in bed when his phone buzzed. It was a message from Arthur Hayes, 3 million. For your person. Ethan frowned, finding Arthur's words unsettling. He thought he wasn't a human trafficker and wouldn't give Liam away. Arthur followed up, asking for a price. Ethan scoffed. Arthur was treating Liam like a commodity. Could Liam truly be happy with someone like that? He still felt uneasy about the way Arthur had looked at Liam earlier. Liam was a human being, not for sale. He had finally gotten Liam to gain some weight. He wouldn't just hand him over, even if Arthur was the official match. He quickly refused, tossing his phone aside. The system finally reappeared. Ethan wanted to grab and shake it, demanding to know where it had been, why Liam wasn't following the script, and why Arthur seemed so disreputable. The system, sounding as if on its last breath, confirmed a critical alert had gone off when Liam kissed Ethan. It had been offline, reporting to headquarters. It then explained it had been penalized for a month's salary and a quarter's performance bonus, lamenting Ethan's deviations. Ethan felt a strange twinge of guilt. The system continued to complain for 10 minutes, blaming Ethan for being the worst host it had ever managed, constantly triggering penalties. It warned that if it happened again, it would hang itself in Ethan's mind. Ethan was silent. The next day was a weekend, and Liam planned to visit his mother at the hospital. Ethan, having nothing else to do, joined him. The atmosphere in the car was strangely tense. Ethan found himself unable to meet Liam's gaze, while Liam stared at him openly. He wondered if their roles had reversed. He decided it didn't matter. He was just a kind-hearted coward. At the hospital, Ethan waited by the car. After watching 2 episodes of a cartoon, a pair of gleaming dress shoes entered his view. It was Arthur Hayes again. Arthur greeted him, remarking on his apparent aversion and assuring him they weren't enemies. Ethan remained silent. Arthur lit a cigarette, then mentioned his offer from yesterday, admitting his initial sincerity might have been insufficient. He then offered Ethan the West End development project, asking if that showed enough sincerity, as he was genuinely interested in Liam. He added that he didn't mind Liam having been with Ethan, claiming it was a very good deal for Ethan. Ethan clenched his fists, wanting to punch Arthur, but the system frantically stopped him. It warned him not to be impulsive, explaining this was part of the plot and a necessary concession. It threatened a lightning strike if he refused again. Ethan felt a powerful urge to test the threat, to see if he would die, but before he could speak, a sudden clap of thunder echoed from the clear sky, striking a nearby tree, charring it instantly. "Thank you for the demonstration," Ethan muttered, convinced he would indeed die. He shut his mouth. Liam approached, calling Ethan's name. Arthur smiled, extending a hand to Liam, introducing himself and acknowledging their meeting the previous night. Liam glanced at Arthur, nodding briefly in acknowledgement, but bypassed the handshake, walking directly to Ethan. He reported his mother was doing well and suggested they return home. Liam started to leave, but Arthur blocked him. Arthur, unperturbed by Liam's snub, smiled and explained he had just acquired Liam from Ethan in exchange for the West End project, implying Liam should now go home with him. Liam, without hesitation, declared it impossible, claiming Ethan would never agree. Arthur then asked Ethan if it was true. Both Liam and Arthur's gazes fixed on Ethan. Ethan opened his mouth, but no words came out. He didn't want to agree, but he couldn't refuse. Liam's posture stiffened, his face gradually paling. "Ethan, you agreed?" The words caught in Ethan's throat. The sky subtly threatened another crack of thunder. Ethan took a deep breath, his fingernails digging into his palms. Under the system's urging, he finally managed to speak, his voice raspy. He assured Liam that his mother would be well cared for, with arrangements already made. Liam stared, incredulous, for a long moment, then let out a bitter laugh. He mockingly stated that as a kept man, he had no choice but to follow Ethan's arrangements. Liam brushed past Ethan, his face cold, but he did not get into Arthur's car. He hailed a taxi and left on his own. Ethan stood there for a long time, wanting to light a cigarette, then realized he didn't smoke. He cursed in frustration. When he finally returned home, the house felt subtly empty, though nothing had changed. He went to the secondary bedroom. Liam's clothes were still there. What did it mean? Was Liam coming back? His phone buzzed again. Arthur's message stated Liam was with him and the West End project would be transferred to Thorn Corp tomorrow. Arthur requested Ethan to cut all ties with Liam. Ethan's slightly improved mood plummeted. He felt a suffocating tightness in his chest. He reasoned that Arthur would naturally buy Liam new clothes, rendering the old ones unnecessary. He collapsed onto the bed like a corpse, burying his face in Liam's pillow. After half an hour, the system, unable to bear it, advised Ethan not to be so emotional, reminding him that in the original story, Arthur treated Liam very well, giving him everything he desired, ensuring Liam's happiness. Ethan countered that Arthur had called Liam a toy, but the system insisted that was merely a facade for Ethan's benefit. Ethan argued that his own toy comments were part of his act, not genuine. He then expressed his doubt about Arthur's character. After a pause, Ethan sat up. He asked the system if the critical plot points were complete and if his role was over, meaning he would no longer be punished for his actions. The system confirmed that, according to its protocols, that was the case. It asked what Ethan intended to do. Ethan sprang from the bed, rushing to the door to put on his shoes. He declared he would discreetly check on Liam, and if Liam wasn't happy, he would rescue him. After speeding past several cars, Ethan reached Arthur's villa. The system tried to dissuade him, reminding him of their official pairing. Ethan affirmed he only wanted to observe. The system sighed, then fell silent. Upon reaching the villa's open entrance, both Ethan and the system froze, dumbfounded. The system had envisioned Arthur embracing Liam, feeding him fruit, and exchanging kisses, filled with endearments. Ethan had imagined Arthur pinning Liam to the sofa, tearing at his clothes as Liam cried for help. The reality, however, was Liam single-handedly smashing Arthur against a wall, sending a stack of decorative items crashing from a nearby bookshelf. Arthur, red-faced, struggled free only to be kicked by Liam into the floor with such force it seemed the tiles might crack. Ethan and the system gasped in unison. Ethan's mind screamed, asking when Liam's fragile persona had shattered. The system, equally bewildered, had no answer. Ethan suddenly realized that if Liam possessed such strength all along, he could have easily beaten Ethan during his earlier torment. He felt as though he had narrowly escaped death. In his shock, Liam turned and saw Ethan standing in the doorway, his eyes still dangerously red. Ethan quickly realized his earlier assessment was premature. Liam still looked like he wanted to beat him. Ethan instinctively tried to flee, but he was grabbed by the collar from behind, spun around in midair, and then pinned against the wall. Liam, still holding Ethan, spoke to Arthur, who was now slowly rising from the floor, coughing violently. Liam asked Arthur if he knew why they could never be together. Aside from his dislike for Arthur, Liam stated they were too similar. As he finished speaking, Liam, without much force, gripped Ethan's neck and leaned in, biting his mouth. Ethan was still reeling when Liam brought him home. His lips stung, a small tear in the skin, and they were still swollen. Liam, however, showed no signs of stopping. As soon as they entered, he pushed Ethan against the bedroom door, kissing him until Ethan gasped for breath. The system, once again, was silent. Liam kept calling Ethan's name between kisses, his hands on Ethan's waist burning hot. After a long while, he pulled back slightly, looking at Ethan intensely before biting his neck. Liam, easy, that hurts. Ethan winced. He wondered if Liam was part dog, so prone to biting. The biting made his head tingle, and his legs felt weak. Liam whispered against Ethan's neck, asking why Ethan had pushed him towards Arthur. Ethan started to deny it. Liam continued, asking if Ethan would stop pushing him away if he truly belonged to Ethan. Ethan realized he hadn't actually wanted to push Liam away. A sharp pain from his neck made him gasp. Liam lifted his head, cupping Ethan's jaw, his eyes deep and captivating. He remarked on Ethan's beautiful expression. He then reminded Ethan of his promise from last night to deal with him today, asking if he was a man of his word. Liam pulled Ethan closer, their bodies pressing together, the sensation vivid. Ethan's heart thrashed against his ribs. This was it. He gritted his teeth. So what if he was a virgin? Forget it. If he didn't act now, he truly wouldn't be a man. Do it. Now. Ethan, trembling, wrapped his arms around Liam and pushed him back onto the bed. Ethan woke up, staring blankly at the ceiling, still clutching the blanket. The system, which had been silent all night, sprang back to life. It asked if Ethan was okay. No, Ethan retorted, challenging the system to experience what he had. He had realized, as Liam pinned him down all night, what Liam had meant by them being similar. Ethan fumed, wondering why Liam only fit the beautiful and tragic descriptors, completely lacking the frail aspect. He angrily pulled the blanket over his face. Liam entered with a glass of warm water, pulling Ethan into his embrace. He offered the water to soothe Ethan's throat. Ethan sarcastically thanked him, noting Liam's sudden concern for his voice, despite presumably being deaf to his cries for mercy. He drank half the water from Liam's hand, then turned to lie back on the bed. Liam placed the glass aside and lay down, wrapping his arm around Ethan from behind. Ethan, through clenched teeth, threatened to stop his mother's treatment if Liam continued to torment him. Liam gently rubbed his nose against Ethan's neck. He said Ethan wouldn't, that he knew Ethan was good, better than anyone. "I'm good?" Ethan paused, then turned in Liam's arms. He asked if his constant psychological manipulation and threats were considered good. Liam pecked Ethan's eyelids, smiling, his face impossibly handsome. He confessed he knew Ethan was only acting, that he secretly cared for him deeply. He added that Ethan's half-hearted insults were nothing compared to his father's, calling them kindergarten level. Liam reiterated that Ethan was truly good, so good that Liam couldn't help but want to keep him by his side forever. He nuzzled Ethan's face. He then asked why Ethan had gone to Arthur's house, wondering if he missed Liam and wanted to bring him back. Ethan, feeling Liam's affection, had initially wanted to deny it, but decided there was no point now that they had been intimate. He admitted he liked Liam and didn't want him with anyone else. He affirmed he had indeed missed him and wanted him back. Ethan wrapped his arms around Liam's neck, closing his eyes and kissing him. After a long moment of intertwined lips and tongues, Ethan suddenly remembered something and pushed Liam away. He demanded to know what had happened last night, why Liam had beaten Arthur, and when he had learned to fight. The system had never mentioned Liam's fighting skills, and it was clear the system was just as shocked. Liam took Ethan's hand and placed it on his chest. He explained he had learned recently, wanting the ability to protect himself and not always rely on Ethan. Regarding Arthur, Liam clarified he had gone to reject him, not to agree to his terms, but Arthur had refused to listen and tried to force him to stay. Liam admitted he had lost control of his temper and apologized for scaring Ethan. Ethan mentally summoned the system. He demanded to know if this was what the system considered good treatment from a protagonist. He pointed out that even he, a villain, hadn't resorted to coercion, questioning Arthur's ethics. The system's voice was faint. It claimed it was unscientific, that the character settings weren't like this. It announced it was being summoned back to headquarters and would return later. The silence in Ethan's mind indicated the system had gone offline. "What are you thinking about?" Liam asked, squeezing Ethan's hand and then kissing it. Ethan replied that he was thinking nothing, just relieved Liam could defend himself. He added that Liam had done well and that he would also punch Arthur next time. "Ethan," Liam began, "let's be together. I know our current circumstances are mismatched. You can tell everyone whatever you want, that you're keeping me, that you're playing with me, I don't care. I just want to be with you. After I graduate this year, I'll work hard to catch up to you." The thunderous beat of a heart against Ethan's skin was deafening. He couldn't tell if it was Liam's or his own. Ethan smiled. "Yes, let's be together. And never part." His role as the antagonist was over. It was time for the antagonist's life beyond the script. After a morning of intimate moments with Liam, the system came back online. It immediately launched into a furious tirade, cursing the headquarters for their incompetence, claiming they misunderstood the plot deviations and blamed its supervision and dereliction of duty. It scoffed at their inability to manage the situation themselves and their decision to deduct a year's worth of its salary. It declared it was quitting, letting them do whatever they wanted. It then reassured Ethan not to worry, stating that before leaving, it had unplugged the world's data cable and deleted the backup, ensuring no further monitoring. It declared that their happiness was paramount. Ethan silently gave a thumbs up, acknowledging the system's boldness. After its resignation, the system settled into a life of passively observing Ethan and Liam's sweet romance. Liam had become incredibly clingy since they officially became a couple, always seeking kisses and hugs upon returning home, before meals, before showers, and before sleep. He had moved into Ethan's master bedroom, and the master bathroom was frequently in use throughout the night. Ethan noted Liam's impressive stamina, while he himself felt exhausted. The system, initially excited, also began to complain, expressing frustration at the constant black screens during meals, while watching TV, and even in the kitchen. It declared it was there to join them, not be put in solitary confinement. Ethan sympathized, explaining that the privacy function was automatic and Liam's insatiable desire was to blame. He added that he too felt awkward about the live broadcast. The system deflated, sulking in some corner of Ethan's mind. As for Arthur Hayes, after his beating, he arrived at Ethan's house with a group of men, looking for Liam. Liam wasn't there, but Ethan's 10 bodyguards were formidable. The two groups faced off, resembling a scene from a movie. The system's admiration for the protagonist had completely shattered. It shared information it had seen in the headquarters database. Ethan, seated on his sofa, smiled sinisterly at Arthur. He remarked on the smooth progress of Arthur's development project in North City, then shrewdly guessed the amount Arthur had bribed officials, hinting at a figure of 200 million. He also questioned the amount of tax Arthur's company, Hayes Global, had paid last year, implying underpayment. He then casually mentioned knowing a girl named Sarah Jenkins, suggesting Arthur had manipulated her into a relationship before she was even in college. After Ethan's barrage of accusations, Arthur's face turned green. He pointed a finger at Ethan, stuttering incoherently before finally giving up, unable to form a coherent insult. He had arrived arrogantly but left crestfallen. The system commented that choosing such a person as a protagonist was a grave mistake. Ethan nodded, agreeing that choosing him as the antagonist was also a mistake. However, he then reflected that it was perhaps fortunate that the system had chosen him. He looked down at the ring Liam had given him the night before, a faint smile on his lips. Otherwise, he mused, how could a villain have found his happily ever after?